up, y'all? It's your girl, El Rochelle, here for Hardwood Divas Week 6 NFL picks. I cannot believe we are in Week 6. This is ridiculous, y'all. We were just complaining about no football. Now we got football everywhere. And football for weeks on end. But yeah, so we've got quite a few games. Last week was a little interesting. Some injuries, some pretty major injuries for some teams, but we're going to see how this all plays out for everyone. So first up tonight, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 for y'all East Coasters. We've got the Giants versus the Bears. Giants, because yeah, they about to lose again. The Bears are good. The Giants are not at all good. So I'm picking the Bears. We've got Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We've got the Bengals versus the Bills. I'm going to go with the Bengals for this one. I thought they'd be a little bit better this season, but, I mean, you know, they're not horrible. And the Bills are just kind of whatever. So I'm going to go with Bengals today. Lions versus the Browns. Lions. Browns have been, you know, kind of doing some interesting stuff, even without their top running back after trading him away. But I still think the Lions and that little three-headed monster of theirs have much better opportunity to win than the Browns this weekend. So picking the Lions for that one. Eagles versus the Bucks. Eagles. I guess. Mike Vick is hurt and will not be playing. The rookie's in. It should be interesting. He actually did pretty well. Nick Foles did really well in the game versus the Giants last week. So I'm going to go with him, especially since the Buccaneers have nothing right now. Their nonsense with trading away or giving away basically their quarterback. And it's just, you're not really seeing anything from them. So I'm going to have to go with the Eagles. We'll see what happens with the Bucks. Raiders versus the Chiefs. Chiefs. Raiders are cool. Terrell Pryor is good. But I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs. They're better. Steelers versus the Jets. The Jets. I don't know what's up with Geno Smith, but he is awesome. He is really good at comebacks. But it still worries me because it's the Jets, and I really don't like picking them right now. But the Steelers are terrible, so this makes it easy. Jets. Going with the Jets. And I really loved that on that game-winning drive, when that field goal went through, the happiest person on that team seemed to be Sanchez. And I think that's awesome. After everything he's been through, the roller coaster ride that has been the Jets with him, I think it's really awesome that he was that excited for his team when he could very well be really pissed off. But I loved that. So I'm going to go with the Jets. I think we're starting to see a team form here, even if it is around Geno Smith and not Mark Sanchez the way he probably would have liked it. I really do still like seeing that there's a team. And I think Sanchez still has an opportunity to go somewhere else in the league next season and do well. So, going with the Jets. Packers versus the Ravens. This is hard because I really didn't realize the Ravens were 3-2. Like, they were terrible at the beginning of the season, but somehow they've gotten through. Packers are 2-2. But I'm still going to go with the Packers. I just like their offense overall better than I like the Ravens' offense. And to me, their defenses are kind of the same right now. So we'll see this weekend. This might let me know a little bit more about either team, but I'm going to go with the Packers. Rams versus the Texans. Do I have to pick? Can I just say they both will lose? Because that's how I feel. Texans are terrible to watch now because Schaub, I don't know what happened to him. He's never been great, but he's been horrible this season. And I'm really upset because I had him as my backup quarterback in my fantasy league. And Tom Brady, who was my starter, has been terrible too. So I didn't have a quarterback. But I picked up Andrew Luck because I don't care what nobody says. I can't deal with Tom Brady right now. Just can't. Not been helpful. Got me 5 points last week, guys. 5. Okay, sorry. Back to the Rams and Texans. I'm picking the Texans. Not necessarily encouraged by that. One of them will win, one of them will lose, and it's only because one has to win. I don't know. Texans, I guess. Who cares? Panthers versus the Vikings. It's another one of those. Vikings, I guess, they have a better run game right now, so I'll go with them. We'll see. For the Vikings did pick up Josh Freeman. So that may be kind of interesting in the weeks to come. We'll see. So for our 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern games, we've got Jaguars versus the Broncos. Broncos. Y'all know how I feel about them Jags. 0-16, y'all. And they ain't getting this one against the Broncos. I know it's one of those trap games, but it can't. This will be a huge trap. The Broncos aren't falling into it. They almost lost to the Cowboys. To me, that was the trap game because everyone was predicting they were going to do so well. But what people didn't realize is the Broncos still hadn't faced a pass offense that was as good as the Cowboys. Romo did what Romo always does for me and ruins it. But they did pretty well overall. He had a great game other than that end of the game interception. But I don't think this is that much of a trap because I really think the Broncos have the ability to smash because the Jags don't have a pass offense. And that's usually how you can get past a team that has a okay secondary. Broncos up front are easy or very difficult to get past. So I don't see the Jags doing very well. Broncos. And the point spread, by the way, for any of those folks that do things like betting on games, the point spread is the highest ever in the NFL. I think it's 28 points. That's terrible. All right, and then we got the Titans versus the Seahawks. Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks. It's at home. It's hard to pick against the Seahawks at home. No matter how they're doing, it's still hard to pick them. But they're doing pretty well. It seems like they're starting to progress. Russell Wilson had an awesome game last week. So we're starting to see some good things. Cardinals versus the Niners. This, of course, is a division rivalry. Well, division game. And these three are actually pretty... the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Cardinals. Of course, they're the top three because, well, the Rams suck. But I see the Cardinals kind of sneaking in there and possibly getting into the playoffs. This should be a very interesting game because I still do like the Cardinals' defense. But I do think the 49ers have much more of an overall game with defense, special teams, and offense. Even though Colin Kaepernick's not having a very good season right now, which to me doesn't matter as long as your team is winning. They're doing pretty good right now. I think if he continues to progress, I think he should progress through the season. Also, as focus kind of starts to die down on mainly him, we'll start to see him progress, I believe. And I don't think it's because he is shrinking under pressure. I just think when the focus is that much on, because somebody's going to have a bad season. Someone's going to have bad games. But when it's all the focus, it's tough for the rest of the team to kind of do what they need to do. But now that they've got their running game back, they put Frank Gore in, and he did very well last week. I think we're going to start to see Colin Kaepernick progress because now teams really do have to stop focusing on him, and they have to look at the run game. So that's going to open up pass opportunities for him. So I'm going with the Niners for this one. Saints versus the Patriots. Saints. I don't care if Gronk's coming back. Patriots have been horrendous to watch. And the Saints have been awesome to watch. So, I'm going with the Saints, even though it's at the Patriots' home. Then we've got our Sunday evening game, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Redskins versus my Dallas Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys. I know the Redskins look a little better, but I'm going with the Cowboys. It's at home. If it were in Washington, I'd say, we don't know. But Cowboys, I'm going with Cowboys at home. By the way, it's at AT&T Stadium. That place is awesome for games. I visited it before just to like get a tour of it. Didn't actually see anything there, but I went and watched ASU versus Notre Dame with the Shamrock Series last Saturday. And even though my Arizona State Sentinel was lost, that was one of the most amazing games because of where I was. It is awesome in there. I cannot wait to go and watch a Cowboys game. Sorry, mini tangent. All right, Monday night's game, Colts versus Chargers. Colts. It is at home for the Chargers, but the Chargers are the Chargers. Sometimes they're okay. Sometimes they're not terrible. Sometimes they're horrible. But I like the Colts. Think the Colts have the opportunity to come in and win. So I'm going to go with the Colts. So those, my friends, are my picks for this week 6 in the NFL's 2013 season. Let me know what you think. Give me your feedback. Can't wait to hear from you guys. And make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe. I love y'all. Deuces.